I really struggled, and then I got my self-image really got a knock. I thought, oh, I'm too old, and I sound funny. My accent is too strong, and I started so much on focusing on things that I can't do, that I forget what I bring to the table. And then I think, no, man, what can I do? And I think in any work, there are 5 things I can do. I can wear makeup and try to look neat every day. I wash my hair every day. Number 2, I'll always be on time. Number 3, I will always be friendly. Number 4, I will always, when people ask me something, I will always do that. And number 5 is just be authentic. So I thought there are 5 things that I can do that maybe the average Australian can't do. And at the end, I ended up in sort of real estate. I tried to people over here and show them, this morning on my morning run, and I took a highlights. I thought, thank you, that's my birthday gift. So it's just such a freedom. We never lock the door. So it's really, I feel the freedom and that piece of it. It's a safe country.
I'm Dr. Amorita Blanche, ex-corporate and academical, turned CEO and board member of several companies, and mother of 4 little extraordinary kids. But it wasn't that long ago that I lacked the confidence, the know-how, and the time to focus on designing and really going after the life that I so wanted to live. A life of freedom, of fairness, and of being fair dinkum to who I really was and what I wanted to get out of this fleeting time that we have on Mother Earth. Fast forward to many lessons learned and moving halfway around the world to the most amazing country, you'll see the life that I now live. One that gives me more safety and freedom than I ever thought would be possible, and that really only existed as a daydream while I was living in South Africa. I created Chamonix TV to give you true spot advice on how you can also live a life in this amazing country, and so that you can see how another couple like us now live in Australia with 4 little kids here in Down Under. And I'll be providing you with step-by-step strategies so that you can make your Aussie dream a reality too. If you're a keen future Aussie who's looking to create a life that excites you and offers you safety, freedom, and opportunity, you have come to the right place, my friend. Welcome aboard. Hi, Amorita. Thank you so much for joining us all the way from beautiful Brisbane. How are you?
I'm having a wonderful day. It's my birthday today, and so I love birthdays.
And you look so pretty in pink, and I must have known today is a pink day because I came dressed for the occasion. Congrats on your birthday. May we ask, what is the magical number today?
57. I'm not self-conscious about my age. I'm just so happy that I'm still here.
Well, and I would like to use that as a segue into talking about your moving to Australia, because yes, it is these days. Sometimes when we live in South Africa, it feels like we should say, I'm just thankful I'm still alive. So please share with us your journey to Australia. Why did you come to Australia, and when was that?
So exactly 10 years ago. So I never thought of myself as marriage material. And I only got married 2 weeks before my 46th birthday. And on our honeymoon, my husband shared with me that he had PR for Australia. And I thought, why get it wasted? Because we were both in good careers. I had a recruitment company and he was a tax guy at Momentum Life. So we were both in sort of okay careers to retirement. But yes, as a single lady, I used my firearm twice, shooting at people, and I just remember that experience wasn't obviously a good experience for me. I love people and I don't want to hurt them. So for me, it was more of from a safety point of view, and for my husband, it was more of a let's go on an adventure together. So we arrived in Australia 1 week before actually 1 month before our first anniversary.
Wow. Okay. So that was 10 years ago now. And how has these 10 years in Australia been treating you? Tell us what you did when you arrived And what do you, up until what do you do now?
Yeah. So when we arrived, we came without any job. We didn't have any roles, and we didn't have. Now we have family here, but we had one aunt living here, so we didn't have any. Oh, sorry. No, I had a friend here as well, so Marsha. So I had a few, but we sort of came in cold, and the first few months was really a bit scary, but we got advice from a few people, and one of the people said, listen, don't compromise. If you get to Australia, stay in a beautiful place, even if it's just for 6 months. So we stayed in a place which we couldn't afford. But we just decided either that or Prozac. So we stayed in a beautiful and overlooking the river in Kangaroo Point. And I'm actually so glad we did that, because it was really a positive experience, waking up, seeing the river, going around the river. So it was really lovely. I also made a lot of mistakes. So I think if you need a podcast of how not to do things, I think I'm the right person. Because I came from Waterkloof in Pretoria. So I came with a bit of a Mejuffrou Waterkloof attitude. And I thought the people would love our CVs. We looked so good on paper. And they were full over their feet to hire us. And then I ended up cleaning kitchens. So
that's a bit of a change, yes.
But I think it was, for me personally, it was a great thing to go through, to realize what is my identity. Because I think in South Africa, my identity was a bit in being a single lady for a long time, no children. And I thought my being in a good career and making money and being successful in a way, I think that was always my identity. That people think I'm cool and I'm doing well and I'm living in a nice house and driving a cabriolet. And I realized, until I fall flat on my face in Australia, that that shouldn't be your identity. And also in what I love about Australia is you can do anything here. People don't look down on you. So I was so ashamed that first few days of being a cleaner at the university. I thought, what did people look and what would they think of me? And you know what? Nobody looked at me strangely. Nobody made a big fuss of me. It's like I was just one of the many people working at the university. If I was a lecturer or cleaning the kitchens, I got the same treatment. And one day I was cleaning the kitchen and it was just soap everywhere because I did a really good job. I was very proud of the way I cleaned the kitchens. And the next moment, this very fancy guy came in with his suit and he wanted to make a cup of coffee. And I said, sir, take $5. Coffee is on me today. But you have to go. I want to make sure you get a clean kitchen. And at the end, he was a very senior person at the university. So I got a job working with him and being his gatekeeper. So he wanted somebody strong to get people from just walking through his door, and he just thought I was a perfect fit. But my point is, it's better to be out and do anything because people notice you. But if you sit, if you are at home, oh, sorry, somebody's phoning me. If you're sitting at home and feeling sorry for yourself and frustrated you can't get a job, that's much worse. So just be out there, do anything, go and at Woolworths. People will know you, and there's no such thing as a shame in any job in Australia. And I think that's one thing that I can really encourage people and new people coming to Australia, that there's no shame in doing anything.
That is so true, so true. And you know what? You're not the first person, South African, who I know that started off cleaning and had a great career in South Africa, came to Australia, then things happened. They started with a cleaning job, and through that cleaning job have met other people.
Absolutely.
Who found a stepping stone and then went up and up, and they're now so much better off than what they ever would have been in South Africa, because they've worked their way up and they were recognized, like you, by somebody for your skills and your attributes.
And you still get paid. I mean, I got paid 300 rands an hour, which I think is very good for cleaning a kitchen. So I still get good pay for that as well.
Yes. Wow. Okay. And then how did you go from being the gatekeeper to being the
beautiful estate agent that you now are?
I think I just really struggled to, I was hoping, I had a recruitment company in South Africa, and I was hoping to get back into sort of that human resources recruitment. But unfortunately, what people should just sort of keep in mind is, I'm not talking about engineers and the medical profession, but even accountancy, it's not always transferable to Australia. Like, and they, for a career in human resources, it's different legalities, it's different laws. You need to have a network to start up, to be in recruitment. So, although your CV look good in South Africa, it doesn't mean that people are going to be highly impressed here because they need somebody locally for certain things. So, I really struggled, and then I got my self-image really got a knock. I thought, oh, I'm too old, and I sound funny. My accent is strong, and I started so much of focusing on things that I can't do, that I forget what I bring to the table. And then I think, no, man, what can I do? And I think, any work, there are 5 things I can do. I can wear makeup and try to look neat every day. I wash my hair every day. Number 2, I'll always be on time. Number 3, I will always be friendly. Number 4, I will always, if people ask me something, I will always do that. And number 5 is just be authentic. So I thought there are 5 things that I can do that maybe the average Australian can't do. And at the end, I ended up in sort of real estate. I tried to get out of it a few times because I feel like I can't compete with the other people. But you know what? I'm a strong believer, and I feel like you can't do this journey without the divine intervention. So I have to say, God also, I can't imagine me doing this without him. And also, I would encourage people coming over. The local people really reach out to you. So I think the fact that we ended up in a fantastic church, or I don't want to say any church, but we ended up in a church, my home group. Before I knew it, we had such a strong support network around us. And that my first property that I sold was a good friend, a South African friend, and then my pastor asked me to sell his property. So it just sort of started organically. I didn't have to go and knock on people's doors and did 50 cold calls a day like the other agents do. So it was just really going where I feel God led me and what I should do. And also another thing that I've realized is so many people coming to Australia, they're just looking for a network. I just want a network. I need to make money. But that's also, people are smart. They know when you are just sort of have a hidden agenda when you talk to them. So I think I just started to serve wherever I can. If it's a church, if it's like in the community, if it's like a fundraiser, without expecting anything back in return. So I really think that also helped me a lot. Just being there. If people need me, just try and be there for other people without expecting anything back in return. And I think sort of slowly I built up quite a network in Brisbane.
It's absolutely your personality, Amorita. You are such a special person. And I've said this to you before, whenever because we're obviously Facebook friends as well, whenever I see you posting something, it's your personality shines through the computer screen. Oh, never mind in person. Like, you are such a beautiful soul, and your authenticity is what shines through. It's like, that's what carries it. And you're so right. That is an incredibly important thing, to be yourself. Like, the world is too much gray and white. Like, we need at least we've got pink on today, because otherwise what I'm saying now would not have made sense.
But Dominique, just to be on that sort of line, I have to say, I also get down a bit sometimes, and I also get hurt, but I don't post those things on Facebook. So I think it's important also, I don't want to be fake, but my brand is, I want to be a joyful person. Philippians 4 verses 4 is all about the joy of the Lord. So I want to be, that's what I'm aiming for. But I'm not always there. But I won't get, so I feel like my brand, my social media profile is important to me. So I don't believe in getting upset on things on Facebook. You sometimes make say your point, but don't have a nastiness on the social media, or don't be, I feel so sorry for myself on Facebook. You know, I have
you can
people
see
around you that you can find. So I need a tequila. I'm so angry. I need to talk to somebody, and do it with your close friends. But don't do that on the social media platforms.
But you're not. But the point is, you're not fake, and that is obvious. Because you can have people say, "Oh, I want to be like the joyful person," and then try and pretend to be that on your social media, because you can pick and choose what you post. But your shine through is coming from your heart. And you know by now that the Australian people really love to employ other people who are good people. They want a kind person. They want somebody who's going to fit in, who's going to care, who's going to... In Australia, there's not a big divide between work and play. Like, most people tend to hang out with the people that they work with.
Yes, no, that is very true. And my Aussie mates also, they don't they accept us easily. They always say they love hiring South Africans because we've got resilience. We don't fall over quite quickly. We don't have especially in real estate, because it's a tough game, and people get abusive on the phone with you, and if you start crying or being a little high maintenance, then people, well, you won't make it. And I think I spoke to a few people, and our local people, they always said, yes, our South Africans, we've got resilience and we've got a good work ethic. I love hearing that. Well,
you've proven that, because you came over at the age of 47 and now you're 57, and you have metamorphosed. What's the word? You underwent a metamorphosis. Is that the right? Good. I'm thinking in Afrikaans now. Metamorphose. That one.
Shamoni, and you know, another thing is, I don't know, so many people coming over. If you have a bad, strong accent like me, they think it's actually quite sexy. So because like, I think if I hear people speaking Italian or Spanish, I thought, that's so cute. I wish I had that accent. So that's how the Australians feel about South Africans. They like our accent. We just need to speak slower. That's a one thing. And I was so self-conscious about it. I tried to change it, but oh my goodness, my brain at my age, it was just too difficult. But there are people with way worse accents than the South African accent.
Yeah. Now, there's nothing bad about it. It just identifies you as being South Africa. Yes, but and you'll probably appreciate this. Before you moved to Australia, you would hear the Aussie speak, and you'll think, oh, that's a weird accent, English accent. And now that we're here, I don't even hear the accent anymore. To me, they're just speaking in English. But when I hear a British person or a South African or an American person speak English, I'm like, oh, that's an interesting accent, because suddenly it sounds different to what you hear every day on the ground.
Absolutely.
So tell me, Amorita, what has been...
Sorry, I just want to interrupt. You know what you did for our South Africans when you went on the news a few years ago with a farmer, the South African farmers. It was just so, it really touched me that I love people in Australia standing up for our people in South Africa. So I just want to say, I was so proud of you doing that. It was before I got to know you. So it was really, I thought it was amazing. You're going on national television for farmers in South Africa. And I don't know if everybody knew it, but that was just something incredible.
Thank you so much. I do appreciate it. I'm a bit like you, Amorita. I wear my heart on my sleeve. And so if I'm passionate about something, I'm going to be out there and I'm going to share it with the world. Like, you're not going to kill my little flame. You know, I'm going to stand on the hilltops and basyn het uit aan die wêreld. I'm just going to tell it. So thank you. It's helping people come to Australia, where this is a land of milk and honey, literally. It's safety, it's freedom, it's fairness, it's opportunity. How can you not want to help other people come and experience this. If you know the trauma that people are going through at the moment in other countries, it's not only South Africa. We have people living in dire conditions in many other countries as well. And we've got this war going on as well in Europe at the moment. I just wish I can pick those people up and come and put them here next to me in Australia and say, here you go. Absolutely. Come and live a normal life now. Just come and breathe. Come and get the weight off your shoulders, because you don't always realize it, especially in South Africa. People, you're so part of what happens around you. You don't realize that the water is getting warmer and warmer and you're a frog in the pond, and it's just until often it's delayed. And then we see a lot of people coming over to Australia, if they manage to come, with a lot of trauma of what they have had to bear in South Africa. Like you've had to use your gun in South Africa. It's so scary.
I swapped my gun for Carol Boy's earrings.
Beautiful. I love Carol Boy's.
I wish I had. I still love South Africa so much, and I'm always looking forward going there. I feel sometimes annoyed with South Africans living in Australia, gloating how good it is and how bad it is there. But I'm also hearing people really struggling finding jobs there. So I just wish that what we're trying to do, and friends of mine started Ons Gee Om, it's like a charity, and they do specific things in South Africa. And I always try to, if I can encourage people here and there, it's like at the end of the day, for me personally, you have to be within the will of God. So it doesn't matter if you're in Uganda. And I feel like I want to bring people over here and show them. This morning on my morning run, and I saw two koalas. I thought, thank you, that's my birthday gift. So it's just such a freedom. We never lock the door. So it's really, I feel the freedom and that piece of it. It's a safe country.
Absolutely. And thank you so much for sharing with us your story, because people always think that, if you're over 40 or something, it's too late. You can't go to Australia now. How will I ever settle in? How will I find a job? Never mind reinventing yourself to do something totally different. So, I'm sure the viewers watching this will be encouraged.
I would encourage people to think, hey, what about an adventure? Because my husband's got that absolutely amazing positive attitude. So Sean always said, let's a new adventure, let's try it. So do it as an adventure. Don't think of, South Africa is bad, I want to get away from here. So see it as an adventure, something new. And for my 50th birthday, Sean bought me the book Switch on Your Brain from Dr. Caroline Leaf. I was very offended, but that book is all about the older you are, switch on your brain, do different things. Don't go into, what is a groove in Engels? Get stuck in your thoughts. Try new, try different things. And I think for us, Australia was absolutely an adventure.
Yes, and I'm glad that the adventure is still continuing for you. And I would also just like to point out that you are one of the best real estate agents in Brisbane. So anybody, if you're in Brisbane and you either want to buy or sell, get in touch with Amorita, because she, as you can see, she is the real McCoy. Like, what you see is what you get, and you will just get a truthful and honest person serving you. So thanks again for sharing your story, Amorita, and I hope you have a fabulous birthday. Go out and have some champagne or something beautiful.
Thanks, it was so lovely talking to you, Shamini. Thank you.
Thank you, you too. Take care.
Alrighty, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
All right, so thank you so much for joining me today. If you had fun, please remember to hit that subscribe button, and then it'll make sure that you never miss a thing. I'll see you same time and same place next week. Bye for now.